it doesn't make any difference what kind of information that's blackmail worthy that the Russians have on Trump. And they do. I mean, if you refuse to believe that, fine. If you want to be self-delusional about that, go ahead. I can't understand that. Why there are people on the left in this country who refuse to I don't want to get into this shit again, but it's just incredible to me that there are still hard leftists out there. Come on, Malloy, that's all propaganda bullshit put out there by the national security state. Look, seriously, like anybody with an ounce of intelligence, I will concede the bullshit, the horror, the terror that the intelligence state has perpetrated on not just people over there, but people over here. But that doesn't erase or eliminate or discard or otherwise destroy the evidence such as it is at this point. And to me, it's overwhelming of this relationship between the fascist Trump and the fascist leaders of Russia. And I'm not just talking about Putin. Fuck Putin. I'm talking about the fascist money manipulators in Russia, which is exactly what Rachel Maddow was talking about last night. Again, I suggest strongly that you get on YouTube and find her program from last night and listen to it very carefully, very closely. There's a new one for you here. Reported by Ilana Novik at Aldernet. And I didn't know this was going on, well, obviously, until I read this piece. But the White House is retaliating right now. The Bush, I'm sorry. Oh, my God. The Trump bastards are retaliating against reporters who are dragging out little bits of truth and exposés about this monstrous fascist prick. They're retaliating by planting fake smear stories against the reporters. Here's an example. An important scoop by Politico reporters Alex Isenstadt and Annie Karni revealed that Sean Spicer has resorted to, quote, random phone checks of White House staffers overseen by White House attorneys, end quote. Now, what does that mean? That means that Sean Spicer, the White House press secretary, has decided that he's going to find out where these leaks are coming from. So he gathers up a clutch of White House lawyers, and in this instance, these must be real amoral sons of bitches, right? He gets the lawyers together, and then they start tapping into and listening and recording phone calls in and out of the White House by these staffers to hear what they can hear. Now, that was reported by these two Politico reporters that this shit was going on. Sean Spicer, like the rest of these lying little bastards, could have just simply denied that that story had any credence whatsoever. What are you talking about? That's bullshit. Politico, who are they? Forget it. But like Ilana Novik writes, what fun would that be? So instead, 6 hours after the Politico piece appeared online, the conservative shit rag, the Washington Examiner, published an article smearing the Politico reporters who put that story together, and the headline was, claim, reporter laughs at Trump aide's emotion over SEAL death, end quote. Now, this rag, the Examiner, claimed that Isenstadt, Alex Isenstadt, had mocked Spicer's emotional response to Navy SEAL Ryan Owens' death in that murderous raid in Yemen. In addition to the reports of random phone checks, the Trump administration was upset that these two reporters, Isenstadt and Karni, reported that Spicer made Deputy White House Communications Director Jessica Ditto cry after criticizing her work at a staff meeting. When asked for comment, Spicer told Politico, quote, "The only time Jessica recalls almost getting emotional is when we had to relay the information on the death of Chief Ryan Owens." End quote. So the editor of Politico, Carrie Brown, quickly fired back against the Washington Examiner story on Twitter. And she accused the Trump administration of anonymously planting it in an effort to distract from the initial reports of the random phone checks that Sean Spicer was conducting against his own staff. Now, if you remember, Trump called for a ban on anonymous leaks last week. Yeah, that's going to happen, you asshole. And he claimed that they contributed to what he calls fake news. They contribute to about the only real news that comes out of this outhouse of administration that's run by Trump. So if Carrie Brown's accusation of planting stories is true, apparently that ban doesn't extend to his own White House, his own staff. Of course not. So when you have reporters who report the truth, and it's the truth that you just don't want the people to know, although I don't quite get that, because the people who put Trump in office would put him in office no matter what he did. It doesn't make any difference. He could go on television. He could go on Fox Morning or whatever the hell it's called with a bag of puppies and kill each one of them by slicing their necks wide open and watching the blood drip on the couch. And that would not do anything to turn off his viewers. Or his supporters. As a matter of fact, they would cheer him on. Kill the puppy!